That was perfect.
Wait.
But I didn't get in on that one.
Rhythm is gonna get you.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey, welcome back to Cost of Goods Told. We are on part 2 here at Just GRK with the owner, Chris Nikolas.
You said that so nicely.
They call me the White Barrier White. That's a total lie. Welcome to Cost of Goods Told. Thanks for joining. I know it's early. You guys are getting set up for the day. We asked you to come in a little bit early, which you gladly cussed us out for.
You asked me for 7:45. I told you 7:47. You were here at 7:30. Damn it!
I don't like to be late.
Oh. That was early.
But thanks for having us. We appreciate the spot. And
we love having you.
Food is great here. We're going to get into who you are, what you do, but the food is actually really good here. I've been eating here for about 18 months or so.
Yeah, about.
Best French fries in the city of Houston, bar none. And I'll tell them your secrets, so don't piss me off. But
don't tell my secret, please.
But if you do want to see the background on Just GRK, we do have a Cost of Goods Told web series episode.
Yep.
You can see that on YouTube. Just search for Cost of Goods Told, or you can go to on3media.co, and it's right there, and it just kind of does a quick summary of your background, how you got into, the space, what, kind of brought you to Houston and everything. So,
you want to do that now too?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, he was plugging himself on YouTube, but that's
had to.
Guilty pleasure. Hey, so Chris, tell us who you are. Chris Nikolas, tell us who you are.
Chris Nikolas, I'm from Chicago. I've been down here in Houston about 2 years. I wouldn't change it for the world. Does get a little hot for us Chicagoans, but it's great out here. I like the foodie scene that is coming to surface with some really good food out here, really good restaurants. I like all the camaraderie in the restaurant industry that I'm seeing. I've been to a couple shows where every restaurant person got together and actually talked.
Yeah.
We're not used to that up north because everybody's trying to copy everybody. And they're trying to cut each other's throats, but that's another series.
Well, one thing I failed to mention, but I think is definitely worth bringing up, is Allison Cook is also a big fan of your restaurant. Can you tell us what that means?
Yes, she is. We love Allison Cook. She showed up here, 3-4 times incognito. I didn't know who Allison Cook was.
No,
Hi,
when
Allison.
you say incognitos, that's because you didn't know who she was, and she had a wig on with like a chin strap.
She had a wig on, a chin strap, and a 10-gallon hat.
You sure that wasn't JR?
Yeah, I'm positive. Now, Allison, I didn't know who Allison was. And first time she came here, she ordered, sat by herself, read a book. Second time she came, she ordered, and we talked shop a little bit. She was asking about recipes, how we do things. And, of course, my arrogance wouldn't tell her all the ingredients.
Because you didn't know who she was?
I didn't know who she was, so I was extremely arrogant and told her I'd have to kill you if I told you all the ingredients.
Well, I bet that went over well.
She started laughing. Third and fourth time, I think it was the fourth time, I was talking with some local Greeks that actually supply us with olive oil. She overheard me talking with them and how important the olive oil has to be, and the quality of oil.
Mm-hmm.
And she was really impressed by that. Said thank you when she left. She was asked a couple more questions, if I remember. And then all of a sudden she shows up one night with her friends.
Another good sign.
Another good sign. And they brought wine, and they had a good old time. And she invites my sister and I to the table for some wine. And we start talking, and we're laughing, joking around. And she goes, oh, by the way, I'm the food critic. And I never placed 2 and 2 together.
For
Allison,
who? She's the food critic for who?
For the Houston Chronicle.
Okay.
And I looked at her and I said, isn't everybody a food critic today? And she just stared at me
Smart
like,
ass chef as usual.
you really don't know who I am? And I said, no. And then it dawned on me. I said her name in my head, Allison. I said, oh, shit. And I said, time to go.
Right. Exit stage left.
Exit stage left. And she was just wonderful to be with. It was, she picked up ingredients and flavors and realized how much heart we put into it, and how important it is for us as our culture. The Greek culture's been somewhat bastardized, I won't say how much, in the United States. And there's really a lot more to our food than just the pasticcio and spanakopita and all that stuff. We're really into our meats. Yes, it's barbecue. It's not Texas-style barbecue, but it is barbecue, and we're into it 110%.
Yeah.
Cooking flesh on a grill with no problems.
And when you're talking barbecue, you're talking like, the spit, the vertical spit.
Vertical spits, vertical rotisseries, the grill itself, our marinades. We're not very saucy on our barbecues. Most of our barbecue, you could say, is a dry rub. Like the Gyros is all dry rubs. I've kind of gone to the right on marinating my meats to keep moisture. We do have different meat quality here in the United States versus Greece. And here we raise our animals for primal cuts. Out in Greece, they raise it for the animal. So they'll cook whole hog, whole lambs,
Right.
whole goats. So they look at the big picture of the meat. Out here, since we have to do primals, I've taken it one step further by marinating meats to ensure moisture and proper sear,
Yeah.
to retain that moisture in it, and I make sure it's got enough flavor in it.
I want to point out to make sure that everyone understands too. You're not buying meat that's already stacked on a spit.
No.
You're hand stacking it yourself, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So when you talk about, I've taken extra steps to make sure there's moisture in the meat and the seasoning and the color.
Correct.
You're actually mixing the meat, seasoning the meat, stacking the meat, not buying a pre-made.
Correct. No,
and just sticking it.
We bring in the Chicago style gyros out of Chicago like everybody else does, but we do a hand stacked pork. That hand stacked pork, I've always got on hand, 2 stacked in the cooler, marinating
Gotcha.
in the dry rub, and playing with fat ratios to keep the meat moist.
Sure.
In Greece, a pork gyros is commonly made out of pork belly. Some mix it with pork shoulder, pork belly. We're doing 100% pork shoulder out here, and I'm bringing in the fat count by using the outer caps, because we make bacon out here, pork belly, and it's expensive in the market. I
Right.
couldn't charge you $15 for a gyros. I'd love to, but so yeah, that's hand stacked.
There's a great attention, I think, a great attention to detail here, that because this isn't fast food.
No,
Right? This
no.
is, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I would call this Greek comfort food,
It is.
and it's more authentic than if you were to go through a drive-through and pick up a gyro from, and I'm gonna throw it out there, like a Arby's or people that want to do Greek, right? When Greek's on trend,
I thought Arby's sold real gyros, man.
they're real to some people.
Oh yes, correct.
But my point is, you guys are doing some of these techniques are old school. And
The
you're taking
hand stacking of the gyros is old school.
great amount of pride in some of the appetizers that you're making.
Correct.
I mean, you're making your own. Look, it's easy to buy things frozen, and you could easily do that and maybe save a penny or two here and there. But you're not. You're making your own French fries.
No, we're making our own French fries. They're double fried. We're doing our own tzatziki sauce with real authentic Greek yogurt that's brought in from Canada. And it's in this yogurt that we're bringing in is made the old world way.
Yeah.
It's not what you find on your grocer's shelf. This is the real type of yogurt that you would find.
And you're
in
buying
Greece.
imported Greek olives.
Yes,
right? You're
imported
buying
feta.
Imported feta.
Imported olive oil.
Which again, to the point of authentic or authenticity, or you actually just care about your heritage and your culture and what people eat and what you represent. You're spending the extra money to make it happen.
Correct.
And it comes through
That does.
in leaps and bounds. I mean, just the olive oil alone, if you're used to like a extra virgin olive oil, it doesn't have the meat of like a Greek olive oil.
No.
Same thing with like the feta and so
Well,
forth.
this isn't a watered down olive oil, and it's not a mixed olive oil. It's 100% extra virgin Greek olive oil.
And just to keep you honest, this is a family-owned and operated business. Your sister
Yes, it
works
is.
here.
My sister slaves here with me. She is co-owner.
You used to have a life before you opened this place up, I think.
Well, it all depends what you call life.
I mean, just some downtime. I mean, you guys don't close. You're open 7 days a week.
Yeah, 7 days a week.
Yeah. So again, true to your heritage, workaholics.
Yes, Greeks are.
Yeah.
We're not very bright people when it comes to that.
But you're very handsome. So I mean, it's a good
Thank you,
trade-off.
sir. Thank you, sir.
You can pay me later. For that.
Okay.
The check's in the mail.
Checks in the mail. I forgot to sign it.
So, where are you guys located?
We're here, 11325 Katy Freeway, between Willcrest and Kirkwood,
Yep, on the south side.
on the south side of I-10. And we're in a little shopping mall, little white shopping mall with blue tiles on it. Looks Greek, too. And we're here to serve you.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, so definitely stop by for sure.
What about social media? Where can they
Social media, we're on Instagram and Facebook.
find? Just Greek, JustGRK.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And website? You got a webpage?
Yes, sir. JustGreek.com.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Well, this has been an awesome episode. I know we've kind of gone from one spectrum with the barbecue, then talking here, but that is kind of the direction that we're going to go. Chris will definitely have you on the podcast again for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Anybody you want to shout out to before we sign off?
Exactly.
Any thank yous? Any?
I want to say thank you to J.R. Cohen for recognizing us on his first trip here. We were slammed for the first time on a Friday night. It was an early opening, and J.R. showed up with his posse, kids, parents, wife. The dog was missing. And he walks up to the counter and says, "Can you come to my table and tell us your menu?" While we're whacking away back there.
While you're slammed.
And I gave him a look out of the corner of my eye, and I said to my sister in Greek, I said, "Is he fucking insane?"
I love it.
But I want to say thanks, JR. And he's been a good friend ever since.
He's been a good
He
friend.
obviously
all around.
enjoyed the way you read the menu, and he's been back
Yes.
dozens of times.
Dozens. It's like 4 days a week, JR. I didn't say that on air.
You may want to give a big verbal hug to Allison Cook. You did talk about your story with Allison Cook, but
Yes.
I think she was instrumental in helping you lift you guys up and give you a platform.
She was very, very instrumental. She was very kind, and her verbiage was incredible in the description of the food.
Well, I'm looking at that write-up on the wall over there. yeah.
Because her write-up was as passionate as we feel about our
So it was
food.
a good representation of how you feel about your own business.
Very much so. Very much so. So, Allison, we love you, baby.
Come back and try the Greek
Come
burger.
and you got to come try the new menu coming soon.
Very cool.
So, oh yeah, you said burgers.
Yeah.
We got a hell of a burger on the menu.
You do have a hell of a Greek burger.
Yeah, have you tried it?
I have tried it
How many times?
twice.
Oh, damn it.
See, I had the R&D version of the burger.
You
so
did.
I'm super excited to
and
try
you know
the final,
what is R&D mean?
the research and development one.
Yes, but that was the R&D meaning of train wreck, because you had the train wreck.
It wasn't a train wreck.
It was a train
pretty
wreck
damn
because
good.
J.R. Cohen turned around and said, "This thing sucks."
Well, he had one version. I had a different one.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
and the one that I had the toasted feta and everything, and the
Right,
schmear,
right.
and it was
Well,
fantastic.
right now we're using a new meat.
Okay.
So we're using a 3-meat grind, which they're whole muscle grind, which is New York strip, chuck, and eye of round. And it's the whole muscle, not just trimmings. So this thing, in essence, could be called a steak burger. And it's an 8-ounce patty. And that's why Cohen comes 4 times a week. 3 times he's eating a burger. 4th time I'm putting pork on top of it. So.
Well, I think the one time I came in, and this is just a testament to how true you are to your food and so forth. The meat just wasn't up to snuff for the burger. So you said, I'm not giving you that. And you gave me everything and the kitchen sink.
Everything else that we had.
Oh, man, it was freaking fun. It was just a hodgepodge of... the only way to call it is the Maniac, because it was just insane what was all in there. But with it being so full of different meats, a little bit of sauce and different things, it actually was cohesive all the way through, which was really cool. So I don't know what you call that, and if somebody could come in and just say, hey, I want the Maniac.
You see, Greeks will pile a ton of food onto a plate, onto a table, and invite people to come around and eat. We don't hold our food and say, this is mine.
Right.
We say, here, this is yours. This is yours.
That's why I keep coming back.
Eat. And then good conversation falls in with it.
And your BYOB, which is awesome.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. Man.
With no fees. I can care less how much you drink, just eat.
Yeah, no corkage, no
nothing.
glass, no. I love.
No, we even supply a corkscrew and plastic, special plastic cups for your wine.
For your fancy folks.
Yes.
That's cool, man. It's a great spot, and so we're looking forward to having you on the full hour. Thank you for having us this morning.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your awards.
Thank you.
Being recognized, and we'll see you again soon for sure.
You guys got it? Happy Easter, man.
Now go back there and make our breakfast.
Now? How do you want them eggs? Upside down?
No, I want a burger. I didn't come for the eggs.
Sorry.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you, everybody who's listening and watching. Please like and subscribe to the Cost of Goods Told podcast on YouTube. Find us wherever you find your podcasts. 5-star ratings always help. And any messages or anything like that, just shoot them our way. Follow both Darren and I, Cost of Goods Told, on Instagram, on Facebook, at Whitebeard Photography _TX on Instagram, and also follow his Facebook page, Texas Food Review. There's a ton of great information on there, and awesome photographs of everything and write-ups and so forth.
Thank you.
Chris, thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thanks to our sponsors, Duke's Premium Meats, and then just a special shout-out to JR, who has just been instrumental in absolutely all of this and has just been a huge supporter of everybody in this community. So,
JR, we love you.
Oh, my God. Man Crush Friday. But listen, and so that's a great sign-off, but I do want to remind everyone that we've got upcoming. We've got a list of attendees that we're targeting and we feel confident about. Corkscrew Barbecue, Jersey Bagels, Regals, Killen's Barbecue. Man, I can't remember them all from the top of my head, but it's growing and people enjoy the show. So just stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody who's coming on, and a special thank you to the guys who were on super early when it was like, hey, look, I got 100 subscribers or whatever, so now that we've grown and everything, so we've got a lot ahead of us, and I'm super excited, and man, we're gonna have to do that burger hop or something, and definitely
make sure we get Chef R over here to cook Armenian coffee.
Hell yeah. Well, he's off on Monday, so it's perfect.
He's off on Monday.
I gotta have the Armenian coffee to argue with him about Greek coffee. Why Greek coffee's better?
Oh man,
Greeks love a good argument.
That's gonna be a 2-hour podcast.
Armenians do. But see, Ara might boil his 3 times. I boil mine 6, Chef. So you know.
No matter what it is, it's twice.
It's
twice
double.
Dude, they're not even like in front of each other.
Right,
the shit
that's right.
talking's already happened. It's perfect, man.
Well, thanks for joining us today on the Cost of Goods Told. Happy Easter.
Happy
to all
Easter.
you. Be safe. Until the next show, we'll see you soon.
Awesome.
Thank you.